Dog died. Based.
Can we not include that?
It's not recorded.
It wasn't recorded.
It is recorded. I did get that recorded.
You did?
Oh, nice.
Please don't include that.
No, I definitely will.
Every podcast episode be like redacted.
Yeah, except for the last one. We didn't have to redact anything in the last one.
Hey guys, welcome to CTTV episode 6.
What's up, everybody?
Today, Gage is calling in from Chernobyl. So you may notice there's some difficulty hearing him with his microphone. He does have a radiation protective mask on his face.
I have a CBRN mask on my face right now. It's a Mira 6M, CM6.
We don't care about the stats.
Why are you wearing it?
Because it's comfortable, it filters out clean air, and I don't have to worry about COVID.
Yeah, I guess so. But
Okay.
he has a point.
Yeah, like I can't knock it at all.
Rated for chemical, biological.
I wore a
did wear-
mask.
you
I
wore
did wear a
the
mask.
First episode.
But that was because I was going to go visit my
You
grandpa.
could still
Dying.
clearly hear Nathan though.
You can still hear me, too. Maybe not as clearly, but you can still hear me.
It sounds like you're talking through like...
Like a ham radio.
Yes.
Yeah. Looks like there's a massive... I was going to use audio terms. It wasn't going to be funny. So, never mind.
Yeah, don't say something if it's not funny.
Yeah, loser.
We only say
So then
funny
you should
things
stop
here.
talking.
Oh.
Love you. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Get wrecked.
Wow. That was pretty messed up. Yeah.
that was pretty brutal.
So, what's been up with you guys in the 4 days since the last podcast?
I've been making pickles.
Yep.
Got some pickles in the fridge. I'm pickling bell peppers and carrots with David Chang's recipe. Pretty sick. I tried them today. They're going to go good on a salad
Nice.
or a sandwich.
I've been cleaning around my house. Been picking things up in my room. And
That's why he has the mask.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a radionuclear disaster in my room, so had to put the mask on, had to clean everything up, but as of right now, I have nothing new going on.
Hey, can you say something like how the Half-Life 2 guards would say something?
Please
Sure,
put this in the trash.
Put this in the trash.
put this in the trash.
You should say something in Russian.
Здравствуйте, суказ. Это мой дом in Украина, Чернобыль, Украина. Иди нахуй, нет, иди нахуй.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty good. All I
was
got
pretty
was
entertaining.
you live in Chernobyl? Or your house is in Chernobyl or
This is
something?
my house in Ukraine, Chernobyl, Ukraine.
I was close.
I watched, I've been watching a ton of Anthony Bourdain. I got HBO Max. Oh, man. Literally, I spent the last 2 days, like, that's all I did the entire day. Just hours and hours. And I watched an episode in Ukraine.
Nice.
I don't remember anything about it.
I wrote a 2,000-word complaint and submitted it to someone at my workplace. I don't know if they're the right person, but they've got a
What
meaty word meal.
What's kind of the gist of your 2,000-word complaint?
Oh, I was just pissed off that the lady who schedules me has no idea of how her job should work. She messes up my schedule all the time. She doesn't contact me when she changes it. It's annoying. I literally can't contact her on the weekend. I have no contact on the weekend, which is included in the email. If I'm sick on the weekend, I don't have a phone number to call. I can't email them and tell them I'm sick because there's no one there to respond to it. So I included all of that fleshed out in a lot of detail to explain that, hey, I know and I'm aware that I'm good at this job.
It's true.
So I would appreciate it if I was actually treated as a human being. I know I'm good at my job because I just got a merit-based raise. I've moved up the ladder 3 times, and fulfillment is always telling me I'm doing a good job. So I think it's pretty reasonable to ask for someone to contact over the weekend when my schedule gets messed up, considering 66% of the time I'm working is on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't work. There's always somebody at my work where it's like you can just put in a note and it's like, okay, I'll get it to him. You don't even have that? Like there's literally no contact?
Nope. I have to wait till Monday.
That's pretty trash.
I've never had a job where I couldn't contact someone at all times.
Yeah, no, because usually you'd have like a manager's phone number or something. You could just send a text and say, hey, I need this time because I'm sick or da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
But you don't even have that, do you?
Nope.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's really bad.
The word da-da-da-da-da reminds me of epic rap battles of history.
Is it a word or a phrase?
I guess it's an automatopoeia. Yeah.
Are you thinking of the Super Mario Brothers
Super
versus
Mario
the
Brothers,
Wright
right?
Brothers?
Yeah,
That one's my favorite.
Yeah.
Back down on your pipe.
Dude, I told somebody that was my favorite, and they're like, you just like that one because it doesn't swear. Because I didn't like swearing back in like 6th grade. And I was like, no, I genuinely think that's the best one. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, and they like,
What are you talking
they told me the 300 dude, Spartak, what's his name? What's his name?
Leonidas?
Leonidas versus whatever. I can't remember who he was versus.
Master Chief.
Master Chief. That was his favorite because he was a Xbox retard.
PlayStation for the win. Gamers.
Yeah, I like Halo. Too bad it blows now. Except the old ones are still cool.
The old ones are still good. I'm holding out a small sliver of hope for Halo Infinite.
Yeah, it got pushed back again, so hopefully it'll be good. But
Apparently the multiplayer is supposed to be pretty enjoyable, and they kind of got rid of all the class systems. Like, they included a grappling hook, but it's not something you're...
are you going to take that off?
No.
Why?
Because I need to be safe.
He's trolling you, but in real life.
Wow.
This is a real-life epic troll. You can't see it, but I have a
Get
troll face
stick
right
bugged.
now.
That's so not funny.
It's not.
99% of stick bug memes are garbage. It's great when you're not expecting it, right? Like I saw one where this person is filming a street at night and there's these things that look similar to an aurora borealis. And when he's looking at them, they just look like green lines floating in the air. And then when the camera turns, the lines created by the aurora borealis, which had to have taken effort to edit into the video, form into the stick bug. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
99% of the time, you just watch a bunch of lines appear and then they form into the shape of the stick bug.
Yeah.
As soon as you see a video pause and lines appear, you know where it's going. It is the worst version of the Rickroll ever made.
I don't know. I think Gnomed is still my least favorite of the. I just hate Rickrolls in
I
general.
think Gnomed is hilarious.
I don't know. I just.
You're also
kinda
wearing
like,
a mask, so.
That's it. Yeah.
The reason I think Gnomed is so funny, though, is because it's so bad. It's terrible. It is so bad.
So bad it's good.
Yeah.
But you'll be watching the video, and, you know, it pauses for a second, and you're like, oh boy, here you go. It's the... I can't...
Gets you every time, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. And maybe I'm a dumbass for it, but
What do you mean, maybe?
Bro.
It's like,
I'm going to say something I shouldn't.
I don't know. It's just one of those, like that genre of memes. It's like, oh, it's funny because I get the reference.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what a lot of memes are. It's like, oh, you get it, so it's fun.
Yeah, that's why I just don't find most memes funny.
Fair.
Right.
But it's
Memes
like-
are the Family Guy of internet humor
They are.
because it's just understanding references.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I know that chicken. Oh, it's that monkey. Wow, I've seen it before.
That's a funny monkey.
That's a funny monkey, but it's not. It's like a low tier monkey.
Yeah.
In order for me to enjoy memes, they have to have absurdity to it. Otherwise, I can't find any enjoyment in it.
I think memes are just like it's built to be absurd. Not like it's like a not getting the boundary between the I'm so random potato and doing the actual absurdity is it's a hard line to to
For sure.
find. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's
One
like-
thing that has been extremely annoying lately, Jesus, on the internet.
I'd just like to mention that Gage is currently pouring a soda into his canteen, which he can connect to his mask and drink through his mask. He's true Fallout 4 level gamer.
He's max level.
It's more
Max
like a
level.
Fallout 76
He's
PC.
mafia boss level.
But
He's level 100.
these ads I've been getting on YouTube are infuriating. Do you guys remember about a year or two ago, every ad on YouTube or Instagram for games were these shitty games of like stick people, and you type in a word and the word turns into an object and they have it. It was
like
all over
scribble knots kind of thing.
Yeah, it
like
was
worse.
scribble knots, but awful. And the person playing the game in the ad plays as if they have half their brain cleaved out of their skull.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I still get those ads.
It's terrible.
Same here.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, they've changed it. So now they have this new genre of games that have a very similar approach to advertising that's all over the place, and there's a new fucking one every week or so. And it's these goddamn games where they pull keys and shit out of the walls
Seen those.
for people to traverse through this bullshit. And of course, the person playing it has half their brain cleaved out.
It's because it makes you think, oh, I can do that.
I know,
Why they're doing
but that
it? I can
never
do that.
works. That never works.
I don't know.
Oh, it definitely. It's I wouldn't say it's almost gotten me to download a game, but it's like a slight little
Like you're
thing,
like I'm curious.
like I gotta.
It's what got me to download Mafia City because I was like, "There's no way any of this bullshit is in the game. I have to see it."
And it's not
It's not. It's like a city builder. It's like
Yeah.
those really shitty
the
mobile
stupid
game
city
builders.
builder games. There was a kid on a Discord server that I was on, who would die on the hill of Clash of Clans. Like he was like, "It's such a fun game. I've been playing it for like half a decade," and we're like, "Yeah, but why?
but it's Clash of Clans.
It's Clash of Clans."
Yeah,
Never liked any of the Clash games.
I liked the one where it's like the cards or whatever. I played that with
was that?
friends.
Yeah.
Clash
played that-
Royale.
I played that one with
yeah.
Ty in class.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like if you have somebody to play with.
Yeah.
But
Right.
it's like besides that, I just didn't care.
It's also infuriating.
Yeah, it's
It's
Those
like
games are just
Any of those games are super annoying at any given point. Like if you're not playing with a friend, they're terrible.
yeah. That's how it is for most. I really don't play a lot of games by myself. Really,
yeah,
ever.
I can't play Minecraft by myself.
No, I played it when I first started ever. When I hadn't even bought the game yet, when it was just the demo, I played by myself. But from there on out, I would always play with other people. Like, that was that. And even like now, I don't ever play any games just by myself. Like if it's like Apex, or the only game I play by myself is like Civilization or like Roller Coaster Tycoon, like older games kind of thing. Because the main problem with those games, if you play online, you get whooped.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
You play Civilization 5 online, and it's like some dude is like, "I've won," and you're like, "What?"
The game just started.
And the game just started. He's like, "I have nuclear weapons." It's like, what?
We're in the Stone Age.
I've started just playing single player games pretty much exclusively.
Yeah, I picked up both the Dishonored games when they were on sale. Been spending most of my time just going through playing those. Really fun.
I've just lost any desire to get good at a multiplayer game. Like, the last time I got good at a multiplayer game was probably Overwatch or Battlefield 1. Those were around the same time.
Yeah.
And now that we're in college, I don't have that same time. And even if I did, I don't think I'd want to do it.
Yeah.
Last game, or I guess the only game I still take seriously and I pride myself at how good I am at it, is Hyper Light Drifter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can beat that game in literally like less than 45 minutes,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive.
I've just lost all ambition to play any video games. At this point, I'd rather go outside, do like a hike or something. I don't care about.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've recently got because
Outside.
I got 300 hours into Apex, and I was like, I should stop. And then I didn't, and
You
now
have
I'm like,
300 hours?
yeah, I just got to 300 hours.
I only have like 50 hours.
Yeah, and I still suck.
You both have chump change
Like,
of hours.
Yeah, I know. But now I'm like, I don't like. It's just a waste of time.
I just don't care about being good.
Me neither.
It's when people make fun of me and they're like, "Bro, you suck. Wow, you suck. You're so bad." And it's not even like if it's random people online, I just make monkey noises at them. It's like whatever. But if it's like if I'm in the call with them, it's like, just shut up. I'm really just trying to vibe out right now.
Yeah, it's
the
just
whole
more of
point
a
of video
fun
games.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like I used to take it seriously, but then I'd get mad, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's a waste of time.
Yeah, I'll get mad for like a split second if I lose because my teammate is like, "I'm gonna go over here," and you're like, "What?" And then, but that's about it. I just don't. get mad.
I've just lost any care about video games. I've burnt myself out after playing them for so many years, like for so long and so consecutively.
Yeah.
I just don't care anymore. Like, they bore me now.
Also, there's better things to do with your time.
Exactly.
I
Like
think
make a podcast.
Yeah.
nice.
If that is better. If that's
Or listen to one.
or listen.
Or listen to one.
To a
Maybe
podcast.
listen to one while you play a game.
Oh, I've done that. I did that to one of our first episodes.
I did that. I do that with Civilization when I play it like twice a year. I listen to Joe Rogan podcast and play Civ. It's awesome. It's the only time I actually listen to full Joe Rogan podcast episodes.
Yeah, I never
So-
finished those episodes. I would like get halfway done and I'm like,
I finished the first Elon Musk one and the Anthony Bourdain one, and that's it. Those are the only two that I've ever finished. But I want to do the David Cho one. I might get his book. He has a cool like graffiti book. It looks
Nice.
pretty sick.
Nice.
So I wonder if he has one with David Chang. That'd be interesting as well.
You might.
Back
David
to
Chang is
video
the podcast.
games really
Yes.
quick.
Yeah.
One of the things that has stopped me from getting back into video games is that I get too emotionally invested in the game that I'm playing. And I don't mean a sad game makes me feel sad. It's an intense game makes me feel as
Yeah.
if I'm actually in danger.
Well, yeah, it's like the point, but it's, you know, it's
Every
stressful.
time I play Battlefield 1, I low-key get heart palpitations. And I need to take a breather. And then I would get that in TF2, or not TF2, Overwatch a bunch as well. TF2 actually crept into my real life once, where I was walking to one of my classes, and my brain went TF2 mode and was like, there's a spy behind me. I need to check.
What? Are you serious? How recent was this?
I was in middle school.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Well, the mind goes through some very weird things in middle
yeah.
school.
I-
We'll give it a pass.
That's still hilarious.
It's still funny as fuck.
Yeah. It's taken me. I haven't even beat it. I've gotten through the first like full mission in Phantom Pain Ground Zero, the Metal Gear Solid game. It's supposed to take you about 2 hours to beat it. I have like 2 hours in it, and I've only beat the first mission, and I've owned it since I've had my computer. So for like 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just so stressful. It's supposed to be like a really fun game, but you know you have to like
Yeah.
creep around at the same time.
Set the difficulty to easy.
I like playing it like a slightly. I don't know if it has an easy difficulty. I don't know if it has like a switchable. Hideo Kojima, I feel like, is the game creator to be like, you played at the hardest difficulty and that's it.
Or else you don't play.
Yeah.
Right. You know, a game I had a very similar experience to that was with Hyper Light Drifter, actually. This game that I can now beat in 40 minutes, and it's my favorite game of all time. I bought it when I built my new computer, and it was so hard that I stopped playing because I couldn't beat it. And when you can't beat a game and your friends are in Discord with you and one of them says, hey, let's play Overwatch or let's play Battlefield, of course I'm going to switch off of Hyper Light Drifter and go play Overwatch or Battlefield. So years later, I come back to Hyper Light Drifter. I said, I never beat this game. I really want to. I want to see, because it's a beautiful game. I want to see everything in it. So I just decided I'm going to get good at this game. And that was the last game I got really invested in. And now I would assume fairly say I have mastered it.
Yeah. You're at least, I'd say you're like in the top 1%. Totally.
I have all the achievements. That means beating the game without dying. So
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The last game that I ever beat was Pokemon X. Or no. Yeah, no, Pokemon X. And that was like, I started it like 4 years ago.
I'm sorry.
And I beat it 2 years ago. Like, it took me forever. It didn't actually, like, it wasn't hard. It was ridiculously easy. It just took me forever because I, set it down and pick it back up. And
That game is so easy and boring.
yeah.
After Pokemon X and Y came out, I definitely put the series down for a while because X and Y was so easy and boring that when Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby came out, I was waiting for those games forever.
Yeah.
But I lost interest when they switched from 2D to 3D. The 2D graphics are way better than the 3D graphics. I hate the
DS
3D graphics.
Black and white era was literally
Perfect.
peak.
It was the best.
I don't even think it's like a nostalgia thing. I just genuinely think like
I would agree. That aesthetic fits Pokemon way better. And when it's 2D and pixelated, they can put way more work into design and animation. Whereas when it's 3D, now they have to 3D render
everything.
800 different things.
They have to worry about
and them doing moves. It's insane.
Right.
They definitely bit off more than they could chew with 3D. So when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, I got Alpha Sapphire for Christmas because at heart, I'm a Sapphire fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't play it for years until eventually I just saw it and my 3DS sitting on a shelf. And I said, I'm going to go on vacation in a few months. I'm going to take that with me.
It's the perfect vacation game. You can burn so many hours in like a plane or a car with Pokemon. Like,
for sure.
I mean, what did I buy? I bought Ultra Sun, what's it? Omega Super Moon, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but, and then Pokemon Diamond, and then, I don't know, I bought them like a bunch of them. What are you doing, Gage? What are you doing with your hand? You're messing with me.
I'm fucking with Nate.
Yeah, but stop. You know, I'm trying to tell a story, and you can tell that I'm like thinking hard, trying to think about Pokemon.
And think harder.
Well, I'm not. I
You
can't.
could think harder if you weren't being an ape.
He's like, what's Cornelius from Planet of the Apes?
Is it?
Isn't that his name?
No, it's Caesar.
Oh, it's Caesar.
Yeah, Caesar.
Oh. I don't know why I thought Cornelius.
It starts with a C and it's Roman.
Anyways, but I like bought all these games for like pretty cheap, and I got all the cases and stuff for them, but I never played any of them, and I just still have them. But I'd like to play them. It's just, you know, it's a something that like, I guess it is something I can play aimlessly. Yeah.
Speaking of games, are there any games that you guys are like, I know we're all kind of not really into them that much anymore, but are there any games coming up that you guys are kind of looking forward to?
For sure. I definitely have one that I'm really excited for. And that's the remake of Fate Extra on the latest consoles. Fate Extra is a game that came out on the PSP years ago. I never played it because I just got into Fate this year.
Yeah.
And the graphics look amazing. So I'm really excited.
Is it going to be PS5, Switch, or...
It doesn't
PS4?
say. It just says current consoles. So I'm hoping that
Probably be
PS5.
ported to
it'll
pretty
be
much everything
ported
available.
to the PS5 and the Switch. I bought the Fate games for the Switch that are already on it. And I have to say, even though I am happy to own them, the performance on the Switch isn't very good. I mean, the Switch, for some reason, it lags when I play Hyper Light Drifter on it.
Yeah, some games just aren't super well optimized for the Switch.
Right. It's really weird. The games for the Fate games are pretty chunky on the Switch. So I definitely want to pick it up on the PS5.
Gotcha. What about you guys?
Honestly, I don't think I have anything that I'm specifically looking forward to. Cyberpunk looks pretty sick, based off of Morro Bay. The city's based off of Morro Bay, which is just north of us, which is kind of wild.
Might have to look into that then.
Yeah, but I don't plan on playing it. Like, I played a little bit of The Witcher. I probably sunk like a few hours into The Witcher, but then it was like, I just can't play story-driven games because it's like you play 3 hours and you're like, whew, that felt like a decent amount. You've completed 2% of the entire story. And it's like, oh,
There are,
Wow.
I'd rather just
that.
watch a movie when I could complete the whole thing.
Totally reminded me, though, of the cyberpunk aesthetic. And that reminded me of The Last Night, which is a game I've been waiting to come out for probably 3 years now.
Is it just in like development purgatory, or is it just...
I guess. Well, it's a little weird. So, E3 a few years ago, Microsoft announced for the Xbox The Last Night, which I don't own an Xbox, but you can play Xbox games on PC now.
Yeah,
and
pretty much all.
The Last Night is on Steam now. But it looks really cool. It's a 2D pixel. It's semi 2D, semi 3D. It's hard to explain, but when you have you seen Octopath Traveler?
Yes.
It's like that, but
It's
a
the
1,000
cell.
times sexier.
It's the cell animation, isn't it?
It's
Or
gorgeous.
cell shading.
No.
It's not?
Octopath is a 2D pixelated game like the old Final Fantasy games, but brought into 3D. It's hard to explain.
No.
But I was really looking forward to this game. 3 years later, it's still not out, even though it was announced at E3 a long-ass time ago. And apparently, the creator of the game got caught up in some Twitter drama, that stupid shit. So it sounds like it's in developer purgatory for dumb reasons, which is really
That's a bummer.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Good old Twitter.
Nate, what about you?
The only I just saw a trailer this morning for a new, I don't know if it's a fighting game, but it's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League or something like that.
Is it like an Injustice kind of spiritual successor?
I
kinda
think
thing,
it's
or-
I think it is. I'm not too sure though.
That's kind of sick.
It's either a fighting game or it's some sort of like third person, like where you control each character and like you do missions kind of thing. I honestly don't know, but the trailer was like a cinematic trailer and it was actually pretty good.
If it's a fighting game, it's probably going to be good. Injustice 1 and Injustice 2 are hands down some of my favorite fighting
Yeah,
games.
and I'm not normally into fighting games, but this game, it was funny. Like the trailer was legitimately funny.
I've never been into the. I really like the old Street Fighter games. Like Street Fighter 2 is one of my favorite fighting games, even though I haven't played it like in a really long time. But I never got into like the Mortal Kombat style. Like it's kind of the same thing, but it's just ever so slight differences, and I just prefer the Street Fighter sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like because I've never had a console besides an Xbox 360, and I only played Call of Duty on that.
You didn't even have a Wii?
No, I've never had a 3DS. I've never had a Game Boy. I've never had cable.
I've never had cable either.
Yeah,
It's not worth it.
yeah.
It isn't.
But like I just my family is not into that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we're outside. You and Gage should be friends.
We should.
Both.
Gage, want to be friends?
Dude.
I'm not gonna wear a mask with you.
No, dude. I don't want to be friends with you. Yeah, but I have like a small handful of games that I'm really looking forward to. It'd be Cyberpunk, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Halo Infinite I'm looking forward to, but I'm still kind of cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
The new Fable game that's coming out, definitely.
That sounds familiar.
Fable's coming back?
Yeah, there's another Fable coming out.
Oh, dang.
What
Yeah.
about that Japanese open world game?
It's the samurai game?
Yeah, that one. That
Like, it's like the Dark Souls kind of extreme sort of...
not Sekiro.
Oh.
Tuxedo, like,
Oh, Ghosts of.
Tsushima?
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
that one looks good.
Yeah.
The other one was a new Warhammer game. It's a new Vermintide 40K game.
Dude,
Yeah.
And,
Warhammer looks kind of sick.
It is.
Like like with the figurines
Yeah,
and all
no.
that.
Yeah.
It's fun. And then the new Obsidian RPG called Avowed. It's like a medieval fantasy.
That sounds familiar too, yeah.
Yeah. I still want to finish Earthbound. I need to get my Wii U into my actual room because I have like a crappy old like 720 TV. And I have Earthbound on the Wii U. I should play that.
Earthbound's awesome
Yeah. Well, it's one of your favorite games.
for sure.
But I got to the second town. I got to the tunnel with the ghosts, and then I stopped playing. I think I played that on an emulator, though. I think on the Wii U, I was playing with Ty, actually. I haven't played it since 8th grade. Holy crap. It's been like 6
I
years.
don't even think it was on the Wii U in 8th grade.
No, Ty and I definitely played it in 8th grade, because that was when we did Pixel Punks.
Rip.
Rest in peace. Never even happened. I got the footage and was going to upload it, and then my computer died.
Ooh, that's painful.
It's on an
that
old hard
hurts.
drive. Yeah. I remember rewatching it, like, right before my computer died. I remember rewatching it, and I was like, man, this thing it's so funny. Like, we're actually funny. But we weren't.
Not fun.
And I would make jokes. I'd be like, future me, put in, like, a pickle. Because, I was the one editing it. And, and we were just directly copying Game Grumps. Mm-hmm. So, like how in Game Grumps, he'd be like, Barry, put in, like, a bird. And then in ours, I was like, future me, put in a pickle. And Ty'd be like, what are you talking about? Because he just didn't even understand the concept of editing, I guess. I don't know.
Nice.
But I did put in a pickle.
When we talked about fighting games, I've been thinking about fighting games recently because every time I watch someone else play fighting games, I think to myself how much I would like to be good at fighting games.
Yeah.
I'm pretty all right at Smash Bros. I'm pretty all right at Mortal Kombat and Injustice. Everything else I'm pretty terrible at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Here.
there's a JoJo's fighting game on the SNES that has an underground competitive community.
What?
And the game's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Halo Heritage for the Future or something like that.
I've never heard of this.
But it was only released in Japan.
Oh.
And it's similar to Street Fighter. And Street Fighter was actually inspired by JoJo's, which is a cool little fact.
What? I didn't know that either.
But
That's crazy.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
but the JoJo's fighting game,
Is it before stands?
no, this is post stands.
Okay.
So you fight with you and the stand. So you can control two things at the same time sometimes,
that's
depending
crazy.
on what you're doing. And it's really cool because there's a lot of unique fighting properties in it. You know, Dio can freeze time, obviously.
Yeah.
Alessi can turn people into babies. It's pretty interesting.
We should look for that when we're in Japan. I bet you could find it at a game store. I bet it'd be expensive because, it's a Japan-only exclusive, but...
Speaking of turning people into babies, you remember in Mortal Kombat, the arcade versions?
Babalities.
Babalities and stuff?
Yeah, I was actually
That's not just
about to say
arcades. That's
Yeah.
in Mortal Kombat 9 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
What
I
is
remember
was
that
the one
used
that
to be
I'm-
like the
saw the most of.
old arcade games. You could do that.
what is this?
Mortal
Babality.
Kombat.
And
Yeah.
Mortal
Like, turn
Kombat.
somebody into a baby.
You could turn people into babies.
Yeah, instead of ripping out their spine or
You
like,
turn them into a small child.
eating their face. Yeah.
The only one I remember clearly is Sub-Zero turning into a baby, pissing, and then freezing the piss, and then he slips on his own piss.
Yeah.
Nice.
Man, games made for adults, but in actuality are made for 14-year-old boys are just the best. That's like peak entertainment.
Truly.
They are.
Because
Like Rick and Morty, that's peak entertainment.
No.
I'm a pickle.
I'm
pickle Rick.
Turn myself into a pickle, Morty.
I'm a social parasite, Rick.
Man, Adult Swim. They made some good shows.
Dude, I want to watch the newest Samurai Jack season. I
I
haven't watched
started watching it.
I've
I
heard
couldn't
it's
really
really
get
good.
into it.
Really well
Yeah,
animated.
Jack said it was like fantastic.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
What are some other really great Boondocks? I haven't.
Oh, I saw a clip of the Boondocks last night. That's such funny shit.
Boondocks is one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
I didn't see an actual full episode until I went to one of my friend's house
Really?
a few months ago, like before
Wow.
quarantine hit.
First saw it when I was like 12 or 13, and it immediately was one of my favorite shows ever.
And then
It's still
It's on Hulu,
it is.
which is owned by Disney and some
Yes.
other people.
I wouldn't be surprised if they
Racist
moved all of
Disney.
that stuff over to HBO Max because it seems like HBO Max is picking up a lot of
Stuff.
Cartoon
Edgy
Network
stuff.
stuff.
yeah.
Because I think Cartoon Network is owned by CNN. I think that's how it is, or it's like CNN and Cartoon Network are both owned by the same company. Like Viacom owns
Yeah, probably
MTV and Nickelodeon,
Cartoon Network's going to liberalize our children.
No.
Oh no.
and then Nickelodeon or Viacom is making a deal with Netflix, and that's why you're seeing all kinds of like Netflix original. Well, at least for a little while, like we got the Invader Zim movie, which was incredible.
The Invaders in movie was awesome.
Yeah, and then the Rocko's Modern Life movie was pretty good, but also very entertaining, but
So-
not nearly as good as the Invader Zim one.
Are you telling me Viacom is responsible for almost all Netflix originals?
No, just those two.
No.
Speaking of movies on Netflix, have you guys... I put us in the Discord a little bit ago. It's a movie called The Platform.
I've seen like the picture, I think, of it.
It's a really interesting movie.
I remember you talking about it just a few days ago.
Yeah, so I'll try to give a brief explanation of what it is without spoiling anything for anyone who hasn't seen it. But there's this gigantic vertical complex from what we can tell. We never see the outside. You only stay on the inside the entirety of the movie. But what it is these huge amount of levels. It's something like 250 levels that are about as tall from like the floor to a ceiling. They're about as big as a standard house room, like a living room, for example.
Yeah.
And there are two people in any cell. There's a hole that goes straight down the bottom, and every day there's a platform that comes down with food on it. And it starts with the most amount of food at level 0, goes down to level 1, and by the time it hits, the lowest level, like 250, there's nothing at all. There's only empty dishes and shit like that. I am going to take this mask off. Hold on.
Got annoyed with himself.
I don't want to sound like I'm asthmatic trying to breathe like...
I can see your face, like, just where the mask is, your face is noticeably sweaty as well.
Yeah, he's glistening a little. And he's got a little mohawk now.
Well, Mohawk boy.
It is a little hot in there. But anyway, so, like I was saying, there's all these levels, food goes down,
And by the time it hits usually around level 90 or something, there's pretty much nothing left, but there's still like 150 levels they need to get food. And people are allowed to bring any one item in with them. So it could be literally anything. It can be a gun, it can be a knife, it can be a dog. It can be literally anything.
Question. If you bring a gun, is it just the gun?
Just the gun.
Yeah, no bullets?
No bullets, just
Dang.
Knife OP.
Yeah, knife.
Yeah.
Knife would be OP.
But it's a kind of a psychological horror and thriller movie. It's all in Spanish. There is an English dub, but the Spanish version is much better.
Just, dude. So dubs of anime are
Hold on,
just
I'm not done yet. Hold on.
okay.
But
That was a pretty massive subject switch. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can continue.
so they follow this named character named Garang, and he's going through these different levels, and in this entire system you could put on a different level each month, and it doesn't ascend up or down. It's completely random. So you could be on level 1 for your first month, and then level 230 on your second month, which is all the way down. Or you could, and then the following month you could be on level 93, level 48, whatever, however. It just depends on your luck. And it's presumably run by a big company who either know what's going on below and they don't care, or they're completely ignorant and just are, using it as whatever, using it as like a prison trade system for spend this amount of time in the hole, you get this in return, blah, blah, blah. But the entire movie only has like a small cast of characters, but it's a really interesting story, and the ending is pretty ambiguous. Like, it's pretty up to interpretation of how you think it ends.
What's it called again?
The Platform.
The Platform. It sounds a little bit similar to not Blade Runner.
Maze Runner?
No, not Maze Runner. Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer.
A little
All of
bit,
Henry's favorite movies.
All fair.
Yeah.
Made
Maze Runner.
Blade Runner, Maze Runner, and Snowpiercer.
In that order.
In the but not entirely. Snowpiercer is it's like an apocalypse style film.
Yeah.
Also very good with a slightly ambiguous ending.
But you were saying, though, before about anime subtitles?
Before that,
No.
I would like to talk about a movie that I watched on Netflix last night.
Okay.
It's not a Netflix original. It's directed and written by Spike Jonze, who wrote and directed Her, which is one of my favorite movies. It's called Being John Malkovich.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know like anything about the movie except it was about John Malkovich,
Right.
which is in the title. He's an actor. But it was definitely a surprising movie. It was pretty entertaining, but not what I expected at all. It's all about like sexual discovery.
Huh.
It's like it's not really a plot spoiler because it's like the main plot of the movie.
Yeah.
But basically what it's about is like this guy gets a job at this like weird office building on like the 7.5 floor, and then while like filing papers, like he finds this door where you walk through it and then you can be John Malkovich for 15 minutes. But you can't actually like force him to do anything. You can only just see through his eyes. And then people for some reason get like a weird sexual awakening while being John Malkovich. So he starts like paying, or people start paying him to use it, and there's like this whole thing, and yeah. Pretty good movie. I would recommend it.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, and now moving on to the next topic, where it's not just anime, but animation in general, like overdubbing. It's pretty common. It's a lot easier to do, I feel, especially with anime, because like mouth moving, it's only like kind of 5 or 6 different shapes for like all the vowels and consonants.
Yeah.
So they can just kind of edit that, and then it turns into like
That-
English.
Depends on the style of the animation, of course.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends on the style, but broadly speaking, it's somewhat the same across the
Like Dragon Ball Z, it's like they pump those things out, so it's like it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah,
but something,
they open their mouths.
yeah,
That's basically it.
yeah, or even JoJo's has pretty like jagged mouth movements.
Not
kind of thing.
really, because the mouths are really detailed.
That's true.
So
the mouths are
it's
super detailed.
Not as easy. Like, if you look at JoJo's versus your standard anime, the facial features are way more detailed than anything else you'll see.
Yeah, it's
Most of the
incredibly
time.
detailed.
So the movement of their faces is a little hard to edit fluidly.
Yeah.
So they usually try to do it with as little editing as possible.
Yeah.
And you'll see that this, how do I word this? This difference in detail between art styles can cause a lot of different things. And one thing I've noticed on Twitter was not work ethic, but work motivation.
Yeah.
Animators for Castlevania on Netflix have been... Shit, I have lost all the words in my brain today. But animators for Castlevania have been noted on Twitter to complain about how much detail they have to put into their characters' heads and faces versus Steven Universe's entire being like
The
10
stupid
lines.
CalArts look. I hate the CalArts look.
Yes, so do I. It's terrible. So when it comes to dubbing and you have your overly detailed faces, they usually try not to edit the footage at all.
Yeah.
And just time it right, which is why your direct translation into the subtitles is almost never what the dub says.
Yeah.
That's why when Giorno in JoJo says, "I want to be a gang star," the idiots in the dub say, "I want to be a primo mafioso." I don't get it.
Yeah. Especially, it's weird like when it's like a straight katakana word. So that means it's a foreign word. I don't know why they just don't say the foreign word.
I don't get it either.
Yeah. Anyways, but what I wanted to talk about is in animation, dubbing is super common because it's quote unquote easier to do.
Yeah.
Arguably so. But dubbing for like a live action movie,
It's
Never
really
looks
bad.
good.
it
It
just
always
feels
looks terrible.
wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, it's a little bit funny. We had to watch Napoleon Dynamite in Spanish for my Spanish 1 class. And that was kind of funny because instead of going, yes, he would go, sí. And that was just, it's just like, oh, that's kind of funny. I don't know why, but it just is. But it's still like, Napoleon Dynamite is already a super low budget movie. So the dubbing was not fantastic.
Nice.
But
You ever watch classic Godzilla movies?
Oh my
The
god.
black and white Godzilla movies
Yeah.
dubbed in English?
did we watch any of those? No, we
terrible.
didn't.
We watched King Kong.
We watched King Kong. Like 5 different kinds of King Kong.
For some reason, we had an entire unit on King Kong.
It was okay. Switching again, but
Some
Nate and I
kind of related.
kind of related. But Nate and I in our American film history class in senior year of high school, we went through a original style horror movie like units. We talked about like Dracula, Nosferatu, King Kong, the works. But for some reason, we stuck on Frankenstein for like nearly a month,
Yeah, we watched the original Frankenstein.
which was pretty good.
Yeah,
Then
not
we watched
bad.
the second one, which was like
The Bride of Frankenstein.
a little bit worse.
Significantly worse in
So,
my
yeah,
opinion.
no, yeah.
And then we watched this like
8-part
eight-part like TV series.
Yeah, and it was
awful.
so
not even funny bad. It was just bad.
Yeah.
Like the Frankenstein was like this like dude, pasty ass dude.
Yeah,
Looked like a
like pure
neckbeard
white.
gamer from today.
Yeah.
And just jumped back into the 1800s and he's wearing this big old trench coat and it's like why?
it was so dumb. It's a
acting?
film
Awful.
history class. It's like we've all read the book. Like
Yeah, I don't
you have
know.
to read it for English class.
And I don't know why we had to. I feel like I don't know. There was other movies we could have watched.
We could have watched Young Frankenstein.
We could have watched Star Wars.
Yeah, we did we?
We watched part of the new Jurassic Park.
Yeah, we
have
watched
watched-
Jurassic World.
What was it, 1970s Spider-Man?
We could have watched that.
Yeah, we could have
Anything else except a TV version of Frankenstein that we didn't need to watch.
Well, the teacher's favorite movie was Ready Player One.
You're lying.
No.
I don't believe you. You're lying.
The American film history's teacher her favorite movie was Ready Player One.
That is so bad. That's so disappointing.
That's another one of
It's
those
kinda
things.
funny.
It's
It's kinda
hilarious.
Every gamer movie disgusts me. They make me want to peel my eyes out of their sockets. When fucking Pixels came out, Sebastian wanted to go see it.
Oh.
I said, no, I'm not going to go see that Adam Sandler garbage. Pixels is not going to be good.
And it wasn't.
Of course it
was
wasn't.
so bad.
Unless you're like a dude who's like, I like video games, therefore I am. Then like
My entire
then you'll like
personality is video games, so I have to like a video game movie.
Yeah.
That's why when you're 3-year-old little baby, you like the Super Mario Brothers movie, even though it's terrible.
Yeah. Like when you're a kid, you watch a movie that now, if we watched it, we'd be like, that sucks.
Chicken Little's still fire. I will die on the hill of Chicken Little. But besides that, pretty much every movie, excluding Pixar and the select few Ghibli movies that I saw, it was like they were all
A
terrible.
lot of kids' movies aren't good.
You know
No.
what movie I liked as a kid that is really good? The Traveler.
I've never
Or no,
heard of
not The Traveler. The Navigator. Love that movie.
Oh, that's the one where it's like the kid in the spaceship, right?
Yeah.
From like the 80s?
Gives me total Earthbound vibes.
Yeah. That was one of my dad's favorite like movies that he remembers from when he was younger. I like that movie. I like him when he's going super fast and it's like just the rolling hills and stuff. It's like
Oh, yeah.
soaring over California, but like in a movie. I think he's in the Bay Area too. So it is soaring over California.
One of my favorite movies from when I was younger, it wasn't a kid's movie by any means, but it was still one of my favorite movies from when I was growing up, was Alien, the original one.
That was as when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm still too afraid to watch that movie.
Really?
Yeah,
You
I
have a
mean,
night where we watch it then.
we could watch.
Yeah,
it.
we should. Maybe not tonight, but some other night.
It's like I've got too much piss in my bladder.
I've
I
gotta
can't.
get-
I really actually have to pee right
I
now.
have to pee too, but we're reasonably close to being done. We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
I'm a big boy.
Well, yeah.
I'm a big boy.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorites. The original Predator, too.
I haven't seen any of like the classic Arnold movies.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm very
Oh,
upset with my parents. And myself.
I remember when,
Terminator 2 is awesome.
Yeah.
dude, when you're actually, I was actually just about to talk about that. When your little brother, Nate's little brother, got in trouble, for some reason, Nate's mom was like, here, Dane, have his DVD of Terminator 2. And I was like, that feels a little weird. And Jack is like, whatever, I never watched it anyways. I was like, okay, sweet.
I vaguely remember this.
So I still have it, and I still haven't watched it, but when I was on the Schlatt & Co. server, when Schlatt still existed on there, I was like, yo, what are some movie suggestions? And Schlatt actually replied to me, and he was like, watch Terminator 2. And I was like, dang, I guess I have to watch Terminator 2 now. It's like a sign from the heavens. But I want to watch them in order, or at
Yeah,
least the first
we
two. I don't
can-
care about the rest.
We should watch Alien.
Yeah.
And then we should also, a different night, we should binge all of like the classic Arnold movies.
Yeah.
I'm totally down for that.
Like Predator, Terminator 1, Terminator 2. I don't know, other Arnold movies.
He has a lot of
Jingle All the Way. Dude, Steven Seagal, the other, like the 90s action hero.
Yeah.
JonTron just did a video about him recently. I think Ralph the Movie Maker might be doing a video about him because I follow him on Letterboxd and he's starting to watch the movies. But there was a movie that was made in 2017 featuring Steven Seagal and Mike Tyson, and it is a Chinese action movie.
Really?
And I want to watch it so bad. It has like a 1.7 out of 5.
We'll
it
watch
just looks
that as
incredible.
well.
Watch
Speaking
that
of-
as well.
Speaking of Chinese action movies or, things like that, I was, perusing the internet for not safe for work material.
Right.
And one of my go-tos is the...
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, Steven... Seeing Steven Skull makes me hot and bothered. No. So I was like, where's a good website that's kind of like a general aggregator for pornographic material? 4chan. That's a good one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I go on there, and I'm searching through the boards, and I'm on the B random board, and I'm looking through, and I see a thread saying, it's going to happen tonight, boys. At this time, YouTube headquarters isn't going to know it hit them. So I'm like, oh shit, what's about to go down?
Oh, no.
And they post a Discord link. So I was like, all right. So I launched up a virtual machine and I put Discord on there and I'm like, all right, it's time to see what this is about. So I join in there and the channel has a voice call. It's filled with like 100 different people.
Holy crap.
And throughout the entire thing, there's no organization for the voice call at all, so everyone's just talking at once. But who I presume to be the thread maker is like gathering everybody around and they're doing their typical like 4chan like retard gatherings. Or it's like, how much autism do you guys have? Oh, I got a lot. Same here, bro. And he finally goes, all right, it's happening right now. So we're like, oh shit, time to strap in, see what happens. And he pulls up Google and he goes, all right, I need suggestions. I'm like, suggestions for what? And he goes, well, first off, let's get suggestions for good rifles. So everyone's like giving him like rifle suggestions, and they're doing that for about 10 minutes. And then he goes into another tab and goes into YouTube. And he's like he just looks up movie, just the word movie.
Okay.
And then he's like, actually, no, this isn't a good idea. Then he goes into Google and goes in Chinese movie. So then he's going through these different like Pirates Bay links where it's just random Chinese torrent movies. And finally we come across one called The Supermart. And we watched it for about a solid 45 minutes. It's a Chinese action movie about people locked in a supermarket for a night. And it's just utter hell. Like, there's so much fighting and fucking chaos going on in that.
Actually sounds pretty entertaining.
But it's like a 2009 Chinese action movie. It looks hilariously bad, but
Nice.
it was awesome. Because the entire time everyone's like, oh shit, he's going to go shoot up a headquarters or something. And we just spent the entire time watching pirated, cheap Chinese movies.
Huh.
And so I was like, all right, well, when I have the availability, I'm going to get that Chinese action flick and I'm going to watch The Supermart. And I'm going to see what all the hubbub's about the back half of the movie.
Yeah, what?
Then this all started from you looking for NSFW material.
Yeah, this all started from me like looking for porn.
So, Gage totally just reminded me of this thing I saw on 4chan 2 nights ago.
Also, just to make it clear, like, we don't usually use 4chan for anything other than like porn. So
I don't.
Yeah, I don't post anything on there.
I don't think I've ever used 4chan.
Don't
used it-
ever.
don't
once
misconstrue us as being, incel neckbeards. Like, we just like to touch ourselves. That's all.
The only time I ever used 4chan was when we figured out VPNs worked on the school computers.
Nice.
So then to test it out, we looked up 4chan, and then we immediately got shut down because, 4chan.
Obviously.
Anyway,
What?
shut up. So,
Israel story time.
2 days ago, I'm in the horn man mode. I'm activated and ready.
Shout out Mr. Callahan.
And
If you're listening, because did I not tell you guys that I saw him?
Oh, yeah, and then you told him about
I told
this
him about the podcast.
Shout out, Mr.
So shout out Mr. Callahan. if
As
you're
we're
still
about to talk about Israel and Hornman mode.
beast. So I'm in horn man mode, and I pull up /GIF because that's where I get all my good shit. And I'm thinking, man, I'm just gonna browse around here. I'm ready. I look and I
Window
see,
shopping.
and sometimes they'll have a thread that's the name of one specific porn actress. It's like, okay, this person's dedicated to this person, whatever. And then they have like a bunch of shit. So you go through and you can find that person's best shit, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good deal. So I'm looking through and I see one and it's a Japanese name. That's what I thought. So I'm looking at it and the thumbnail is a picture of a woman's ass and she's kind of looking down so you can't really see the face. And she has long reddish brown hair. Japanese name. I figure this person has a thread dedicated to this one specific Japanese porn actress.
Yeah.
So I'm a peep that. So I open it. No. It is
Pranked.
a bunch of women and sometimes men getting fucked while wearing giant anime mascot heads.
What?
And I couldn't tell from the thumbnail because they're looking down,
Yeah.
but sometimes they have their actual hair instead of the mask's hair.
I've seen these
And
masks.
it reminded me of the time you sent me a post of a bunch of people wearing this mask in
the
school.
classroom.
And
That's,
they say,
that's where I saw it.
"Why are you so scared? Isn't this what you wanted?"
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
That's exactly what I was
hilarious.
thinking of.
It did not make me any more Hornman mode, nor did I get off to it. But it did pique my interest, and I watched all 11 videos.
Sweet Jesus.
Nice.
That's pretty
Oh,
funny.
the best one though was one where there is no fucking. They
is
just,
no meme.
They just finished fucking, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing the cleanup and all that shit. So they all start taking off their masks. and they look like Teletubby people underneath because they have like these skin tight suits wrapped around and they're just their face peeks through. It's awesome.
Oh my
Sweet
god,
Jesus, dude.
that's hilarious.
What if one of them took off their masks and it was a certain George Miller? Bro, it was
Also known as
Pink guy.
Joji.
No,
What if
no, it's Joji.
what if it was just Jordan B. Peterson under those masks?
Have you seen that deep fake of Jordan Peterson's face on a woman and he's just getting railed in the vag?
Yeah, I have seen that.
It's awesome.
Who uses vag? I've never heard anyone say vag.
Oh, would you prefer
You've
vag?
never heard the word vag?
I have, but I've never actually heard anyone like
on
use
the
it in.
podcast? Would you prefer the word vag or pussy?
I don't know. I've heard
I'm pussy?
I've never heard the vag. It's like what?
The cooter. How about that?
Cooter is just funny.
Yeah.
It's like my cooter
You're my
smells like chili. Oh no.
I say vag all the time. I can't believe you haven't heard me.
One of my favorite slang terms of all times is honkers. But you got to say it like airy, like honk. Like honk. Honk.
I like saying like honkers.
Honk. You get a little bit of draw in there, a little hant.
A little bit of man, you have such nice honkers. I don't even know what to say.
I got a hankering for some hankers, you know?
I thought you were about to say some bad shit because it sounded like you were doing a Joker impression.
My father loved honkers.
My father had
Batman beats up small child.
oh the Batman. Oh my god.
That was such a good story.
Oh my god.
Dude, so I'm not a big fan of the movie Joker, but my least favorite scene by far is when he's at the Wayne mansion and he's like at the gate and he's just like shoving his fingers in Bruce Wayne's mouth.
No, yeah, and little Bruce Wayne, little boy.
It's like it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, which
does.
it does.
Yeah, it makes
but
you
it's
feel
just stupid. What kid is just gonna be like, "Hello, strange man," and he's gonna be like, "Yo, let me shove my meth-covered fingers in your mouth." It's like,
You know what would make you like the movie better? If Joker was wide.
wide.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Like if he was chunky.
If he was just wide the whole time, like wide Putin, you'd like that movie.
not even like he's a big person though. Just like he's JPEG stretched the entirety of the movie.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
what I should do is I should take Joker, and then I should, throw it in Premiere, and then just crop it and then stretch it back out. So then everybody's wide. And then I should do that.
You could do that. Add Chinese subtitles on the bottom of it too. So
Ooh,
But
actually,
but it's random
Isn't it
words.
Korean subtitles that you have?
yeah, I have Korean. I didn't pay for the movie. I watched it in between classes. I had like a 2-hour break, and I was like, guess I'll watch Joker. So I torrented it at school.
Big mistake.
I used a VPN. Don't worry about it. They can't track me. It's school.
yeah, the government can't track me.
They'll be like, bro, what the? Whoa, bro? Yeah, but it was pretty epic. Watched Joker, and everybody was like, "Yo, you watching Joker?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "I love that movie," and I'm like,
Like, would you say it's overhyped or is it bad?
"It's not bad. I just think it's super overhyped. Like people are like, whoa, it's like ask so many questions, but you answer pretty much all the questions within the duration of the movie."
Would you like it more if it wasn't the Joker from Batman and it was just some guy?
Well, at that point, just watch Taxi Driver. It's literally like
It's very
an
similar.
extreme homage.
It is.
Nearly a ripoff, but I don't like to use the word ripoff very often. I'd say it's closer to an homage to Taxi Driver.
It's an
and King
homage
of
and it takes a
Comedy.
lot of inspiration from it.
I have seen Taxi Driver, and I thought that was pretty solid. I have not seen King of Comedy. The whole like aspect of like him hallucinating and like being crazy and like the murderous part, that's taken from Taxi Driver. Like the whole like just kind of like the love-hate relationship with New York City, and then King of Comedy is sort of the aspect of him like trying to be a comedian and him being like the Joker is King of Comedy kind of level.
Yeah.
At least from what I've heard. I haven't seen the second one, but
Speaking of Batman universe, have you guys seen the Batman trailer?
the new trailer with I can't ever remember his name.
Robert
sorry.
Pattinson?
Is this
Robert
a
Pattinson.
game or movie or show?
Movie.
It's a movie.
A new movie called
Who's playing
The
Batman?
Robert
Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Is he? Wait, when did Ben Affleck stop doing Batman?
After Batman vs Superman or Justice
Or
League.
after
He
Justice
should have never started.
Dude, I think Robert Pattinson is going to be a killer Batman. And Paul Dano as the Joker, like that's
Really?
the dude from
Yeah. And then some other dude
Swiss Army Man.
is playing Penguin. I don't
Penguin's
remember.
also in the movie?
I don't remember his name.
Oh,
I
yeah, you
don't-
see him briefly.
I didn't know what Robert Pattinson looked like, so I just looked him up. I would say on 1 being not Batman and 10 being Batman, Ben Affleck gets a 0 on the Batman scale.
Yeah.
And Robert gets, let's say, about a 6.
That's pretty fair.
I feel like if they
For now,
if they lean more, because Robert Pattinson isn't a very big dude, and it's known in the universe that Batman is like swole as fuck.
yeah.
Like so I
if
feel
you've
like
seen,
he's huge. He's like an Olympic.
the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, he's like,
He's
ripped.
huge.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they lean more into Batman being a detective, which is it's a huge part of Batman, and they never talk about it in the movies.
well,
And he's, in the comics, he's the greatest detective in the world.
Yeah.
That's what he's constantly referred to as.
Yeah, Ra's al Ghul calls him the detective.
It's Raish.
Raish, whatever. You know,
one of the
you know
best
who I was
names,
talking
Ra's
about.
al Ghul.
Rash.
What? Is it Rash or Raish?
It's Raish.
Raish. Yeah, it's right. It's Raish.
But
I'm just dumb.
yeah. But in the trailer though, you just see him beat the living crap out of some, like, literally just pummel him.
Well, he got a little bit bigger for the role.
Yeah.
But originally there was controversy because he was like, I'm not going to work out. And then they were like, dude, you kind of have to.
Yeah, you can't be a stick.
Yeah, he's like, you can't.
Did you know he actually, he actually yanked the crank in a movie, like Salvador Dali, the guy who plays Batman now,
Oh.
Robert Pattinson. He also was in Twilight
Yeah.
Yeah, he
and
looked
Good Times.
familiar.
Yeah, he's also in a movie called Good Times, which is a movie.
Is it Good Times or Good Time?
Good Time, good. I don't know, but it's the Safdie brothers, the dudes who made Uncut Gems.
Oh,
Same
nice.
director.
I liked that movie. That movie was good.
I still
Uncut
haven't
Gems?
seen it.
No.
Good Time. I have not seen Good Time, but I've seen Uncut Gems.
I liked it better than Uncut Gems.
Really.
How was
It's-
Uncut Gems?
I didn't like it.
I heard it was good.
It was really, really good, but I don't think I could ever watch it again because it's literally such. It's like, you know how, like, imagine you're in like it's just a really. There's no way to describe it other than, like, imagine you're in the most stressful situation of your life and stretch that out for 2 hours.
I wasn't stressed. I was annoyed. I
Yeah.
felt like he was an idiot.
Well, he is.
Yeah, but it was like just annoying.
It's so hard to sympathize with him, but like,
Yeah, I was just like, dude, he's not likable at all.
I think people hype. There's a lot of movies right now that people really, really overhype. Look, I think Uncut Gems is a great movie, but I still think it's overhyped. Like, I can't imagine it anybody being their truly favorite movie, you know? Like, nobody's going to level with it on a level where it's like, unless you're an actual, like, extreme gambling addict, you're going to level with it. And if you are leveling it with, like, that, you're looking into it for the wrong reasons. But,
I will say though, I did hear Sandler's performance was.
oh,
yeah,
incredible.
he's really good at acting, no doubt.
I've seen every movie where Adam Sandler is a good actor, and there's only 3. All of them are very good.
I wish because Adam Sandler has talent. He has the ability to be a good actor.
Yeah.
It's just he needs to choose to not be so fucking lazy all the
Yeah.
time. Which, I mean, he's kind of at a point in his career where he's renowned for being lazy in his
He just
movies.
makes such a filthy amount of money
Can you blame him?
for Billy Madison Studios or whatever. It's
Yeah,
called.
no, Billy Madison, fucking, what was it? Big Daddy. It wasn't
Yeah.
a big one. All those movies, he just like gives this schlock performance the entire time, and I mean, it works for the tone of the movie because you can tell
Yeah.
the movie doesn't have much inspiration or energy behind it, so it kind of just all works in a big crock of shit the entire time.
It was Pixels, Jack and Jill, like just
Oh, Jack
it was a
and Jill was
whole
so
just
bad.
slew of just absolutely terrible.
But
Adam
like when
Sandler
he
movies.
pulls out a good performance, it shocks everybody because everyone has to double take
Yeah.
and say, "Wait,
Wait,
I
what?"
forgot Adam
Yeah.
Sandler actually is talented. He just
First they
chooses
remember
not to."
Adam Sandler, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Wait, what?" And then they're like, "Wait, he what?
He's good?
He's what is he doing?"
Yeah, my biggest problem with him is he just chooses to be lazy all the time. Which, if he chose to be a good actor and put effort into all of his performances,
Yeah.
he would have gotten such a better rep from everybody.
I feel like part of it comes down to the roles he's cast in and like the movies. Like he knows he's like when he got cast in Pixels. Obviously, we don't know Adam Sandler. And we don't know anything really about him.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm assuming that when he got the role for Pixels, he was like, "Oh, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put any effort into this."
Dude, Paul Blart Mall Cop is the president in that movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same actor. I can't remember his name.
What fucking
Kevin
destroyed me about Pixels was who was it? Guy who plays Professor Xavier X-Men.
Oh yeah,
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick
yeah.
Stewart. Sir Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart being in Pixels destroyed me. And the interview You could tell, like, the interview when they were conducting with him on one of the red carpet interviews, he was being such a sarcastic asshole the entire time. 'Cause
Oh,
he knew
yeah.
the movie sucked.
I don't think he's been in a good movie in a long time.
Sir Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last movie that I know he was in was the fucking Emoji Movie.
Oh, Logan. He was in Logan.
Oh, that's what it was. The Emoji Movie. That's what. Not
I saw the Emoji Movie in theaters. It was only in theaters for 2 weeks in our theater.
Yikes.
It's too long.
Yeah.
Too long.
I don't know why he did that, though, because he has such a good reputation for being in some really good movies
Yeah.
that the fact that he would choose it, maybe he was just at his point in his career where he's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he's
I can
like,
do
fuck
it.
it, I need money.
No, here's the
I want
actual
money.
thing.
I want.
Partially, it is money, but a lot of the times it's when they sign on for like a good movie. Good movies are generally more like they're more at risk because it's like a lot of movies that are seen as really really good are generally cult classics. So they don't make a lot of money in the box offices, but everybody loves them when they hit DVD.
Yeah, true.
So they sign on for this really good movie, and they're like, also, could you do these 2 or 3 other movies? That's why you get Han Solo with a CGI dog in Call of the Wild or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Like where the dog has like anime eyes.
Yeah. You see, that makes more sense as to why they would do that.
Yeah.
Still, I think it's. I just thought it was funny the entire time.
Oh, it's
and I'm
hilarious.
watching his interview, he's like, I truly think this is one of the best performances of my career.
And for the Emoji Movie?
Yeah, he said that on camera.
Well, he's a piece of shit and he plays one perfectly.
Is that who he plays in the movie?
Yeah.
plays.
I
he
don't
plays the
remember
poop.
anything.
He plays Mr. Poop or whatever.
The guy who plays Gene, who's the main character's name, that was the same dude who called in a fake bomb threat on a subway.
Oh, yeah.
And got arrested, and now he can't get
TJ
any more acting
Miller?
jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, TJ.
He was also in Deadpool
I think he was in Workaholic.
and Workaholics.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, TJ Miller is one of the least funny people in Hollywood, in my opinion.
I do give him credit for one thing. He did an entire comedy tour where it was completely unscripted. And even if it all sucked, like, that still
That
takes
takes
guts.
balls.
That
I
takes
do
big
give him
balls.
credit for calling in that fake bomb threat. He really did do that.
He
He really is that stupid.
He really is that dumb. You got to give
He is
credit
that
where
much
credit
of a
is
loser.
due. He actually paid for his IQ test results.
Apparently, he's going to be in another
Yeah.
movie called Underwater in 2020.
He's actually still gets movies?
Yeah, no,
He's not canceled.
Chad.
he still gets movies. He's got movies.
He was in Ready Player One.
He was in Ready Player One. He was in Deadpool 2.
He's in all the best movies.
He was in Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6 was very disappointing.
He was
I
in
liked it. I
Cloverfield.
thought it was okay.
Big Hero 6
yeah,
is
I
what
thought it was
spawned
okay,
my
but-
sixth sense to detect what characters are going to die and how quickly into a movie. I knew right away the Big Brother was going to die.
I was like, wait, what?
One
When
of
he
the
died,
worst-
I was like, hold up.
One of the worst introductions of like having like movies where it's like, oh, the parents are dead. How are we going to introduce it?
Yeah.
Big Hero 6 is one of the worst ones where it's like the older brother's like puts his hands on his hips. He's like, what would mom do? And the younger brother's like, I don't know. Mom's been dead since I was little.
Yeah, that was cringe. I
That's
was
so
like,
cringe. There's so much of a there's like so many better
like
ways.
you could just like show a picture of like the family, and then the kid could look away sad.
or he could
and you're
literally
like,
just
oh,
be like
the parents
We're
are
like,
dead.
what would mom do? And then the younger brother would be like, how am I supposed to know? Literally just cut
That's
it off
it.
at that. Yeah.
She's been dead. It's like
You don't need to
okay.
say that.
It's really driving
It would be better if you just put up a big block of text right before the movie starts that says these characters' parents are dead.
Yeah, it's
Title
the same
scroll,
thing.
but like the Star Wars title crawl, but it's literally just, by the way, parents are dead.
Oh god.
Man.
Yeah,
But the rest of the movie, it was just like a kids movie. It
Yeah.
was just like, you know.
I say it's disappointing in the way where I thought it was going to be great. Maybe my expectations were set way too high as an 8th grader.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a kids movie.
It definitely, my expectations were set too high. It's passive. It's above passable.
Yeah. It's like it's decent.
C+.
C plus.
I'd give it a B minus.
Yeah, B minus, C plus. That's completely fair. Mm-hmm. I think the most average, like the point that you should shoot for every animation movie ever is Despicable Me, the first one.
That's a good movie.
That is the most average animation movie, and if you shoot for that, you're perfectly fine.
You know-
It's passable. It's entertaining.
The first Despicable Me movie I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And it also was the beginning of, what's that company's name?
Illumination.
It was the start of their absolutely disgusting business practice with movies, where it's all the same characters in the background, all the same animation types. There's nothing interesting or different at all.
Yeah.
But the first Despicable Me movie, it was enjoyable. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was enough to where everybody enjoyed it. Everyone got a few laughs.
It wasn't offensively overt, like in
No,
how.
it wasn't offensively bad.
Then they did the Lorax, and it was like the Lorax is all about like essentially anti-capitalism.
Yeah.
That's an extremely anti-capitalist message. And then they're like, I think Karsten Runquist just did a video about this where he was like, yeah, and then they were sponsored by like Toyota and IHOP.
What?
Like the Lorax was in IHOP commercials.
I love when big companies talk down and say capitalism's bad.
It's
It's
the hypocrisy of like,
Have you ever seen a mirror?
Do you realize what you're representing right now?
yeah, like
Do you realize how many of billions of dollars you have?
Well, it's because they're trying to appeal to
Well, they're trying to appeal.
right.
audience.
Yeah, they're trying to
And
appeal the audience, but
it's so ridiculously
self-awareness
tone deaf.
immediately goes through.
I
Yeah.
almost
Well, it's because the audience is dumb.
yeah.
Now you know how we feel.
What?
What?
Yeah, keep going.
What?
I said I was going to say something mean. How does that mean?
Oh, I thought you said I was going to say something here. I was like, oh, now you know how we feel.
No,
But,
I don't care.
Prank.
all right, keep
You
going.
got one more thing to say though?
No, I was saying I'm stopping myself from saying something mean about
okay.
the people who fall for the message like that.
Right.
I mean, it's like if you just if you were to just watch the Lorax, you're like, oh, okay. Like if you never looked into it, you would never know. Like I didn't know about that. I didn't know they were sponsored by IHOP.
Yeah. But
Also-
even like looking to Illumination as a company, it's just it feels
Yeah, they're gonna talk down to you about capitalism, but also buy our 50 million billion Minion toys,
Yeah.
and our Minion cereal, and our Minion plushies, and our Minion pillows, and our Minion memes.
You can buy Minion memes.
No,
well, no. But it's it's a form of advertisement.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the note of Minions, I think it's time to end because I have to pee so bad.
I have to go home.
your Minion friends like piss in my mouth. Blah, 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 blah. Minions are human toilets.
Thank you for joining us for episode 6.
We will see you guys
Please
next week.
subscribe.
Episode.
What a terrible way to end.